JLR investigates. Come on in, everyone. JLR investigates. The search for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers continues. Good morning, everyone. Come on in. We have to talk. Got to use a platform to bring public awareness to a situation, folks. I urge every single person out there that has been following JLR investigates to stay away from the United Cajun Navy. They are a complete scam. And I don't come on very often ever talking about drama, but oh boy, we have uncovered a lot about this so-called search group that is in Hendersonville, Tennessee right now, hijacking everything and creating a lot of problems, folks. Come on in, come on in. Yes, stay away from the United Cajun Navy. They are a scam. They're scam. They're scam. They're faking. They're lying to the public about their searches. I have receipts, folks. I have receipts. And I'm a little bit ticked off because a lot of you guys know that I've been putting in all my heart and passion on our end, right? Magnolia has been assisting me. Other people around me have been doing great, phenomenal work. The United Cajun Navy had the police called on me yesterday up at their so-called search meeting site. I was just minding my business in my car, and this guy who identifies himself as Skip Butler runs up on my car and tells me I have to leave immediately or he's calling the police. And I said, what do you mean I got to leave immediately? I'm not doing anything wrong. What's going on? This guy right here. Beware of this guy because he's using multiple names, folks. He told me he's Skip Butler, United Cajun Navy, when they were down there in Nashville. He's calling himself Skip Parker. Who is this guy? He does not want to be filmed. He's the one that is running. He's the man, the United Cajun Navy, their founder, I guess they're. So we did some research, folks. There's multiple branches of the Cajun Navy, right? But the United Cajun Navy is an offshoot of original Cajun Navy. And those other Cajun Navies do not like United Cajun Navy at all. They do not. They say they manipulate things. They lie. They're in it for the money. They're in it for themselves. Well, this guy up here approaches me and he says I got to get out of here. He's going to call the cops. I actually left, but I called him a scam artist to his face. And he called the cops. I left, and then I had an interaction with Hendersonville police. Professional, totally cool. They were cool. Totally cool. You see, he did nothing wrong, whatever like that. Shook all their hands. They actually watched the channel. Now, some people in the chat are saying another live streamer has had the same situation where they did the same thing. These people are evil, folks. The founder, Todd Terrell, his name is Christopher Todd Terrell. He has numerous cases of outstanding child support from Louisiana. And the irony of this whole situation is, look on the case logs in Baton Rouge. The guy owes buku amounts of child support, and they're out here using a child, folks, and pretending they're having searches. Their vice president went on Nancy Grace yesterday and had the audacity to say that spot, remember that spot where that dog hit at Rockland Creek or Rockland Recreation Center? Remember that dog spot? Their vice president had the audacity and went on to Nancy Grace and say that it was a dead homeless man there. It ended up being a dead homeless. There was no dead homeless man there. Authorities didn't find a body there. It's a complete lie. This guy rolls up to a bowling alley and tells everyone they got to sign in and check in and make sure you donate. Donate. Now, I just want to stress, folks, I'm a little bit ticked off because they're pulling off a scam, and I actually reported them to the local authorities. These are gypsies. These are opportunists. These are the type of people. I'm going to tell you who these people are. And you could do your own research in Google because the United Cajun Navy is involved with scandals, folks. There's articles out there. They're so-called leader has been involved with racks of restraining orders and legal problems because other organizations say they skip out on paying money, they solicit funds, they pocket it for themselves, they don't use it for what they're using it for. Look it up. Look it up. Do not associate with these people whatsoever. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. Now, I had a long conversation with Seth Rogers last night. I 100% support that man, support the inner circle of him. They are great people. They are passionate. They are trying to find it. And they're actually, they want help. And I get it. But I told him my feelings. I told them and they understand. And I don't want to make this about me. This is supposed to be about Sebastian. These people are not working with law enforcement. There was no, matter of fact, my honest take, now that I'm looking at it into another person, I think their dogs just false hit. I don't think their dogs found anything. And then they actually sit in the cut and make all the volunteers go, and they have this organized thing, and then they start distributing all over their platforms. United Cajun Navy's here to help. Where, you know, they're actually kind of taking credit online of finding Riley. They didn't find Riley. They didn't find Riley. You know who found Riley. It wasn't them. So this guy here, and I made a clip because there's two. Listen to this. This is wild. I'm going to show you something here. I called him out right to his face when he came. Listen, why don't they want to be live streamed? Why don't they want to be recorded doing their organization? You know why? Because they're not regulated to do this. They're not the professionals to do this, folks. They're just a ragtag group that came from another state that comes up in here loosely organized with a representative of them, and then solicit money and donations from people, and then try to go out there and say, we're searching. They said they're claiming they're doing searches today, but everyone has to meet at the bowling alley where the bowling alley where Sebastian and his mom went. They're meeting at a bowling alley. My thing is, what are you going to do at a bowling alley? You going to walk down the streets of Henderson searching? No, they're going to do that because they want cameras on them, media to say, Cajun Navy's out here, Cajun Navy. Boom. They're now synonymous with the Sebastian Rogers search. As if they're doing something. They're not doing nothing. I've been here, boots on the ground. They're pushing the live streamers away. They don't want you to live stream. It's prohibited. They literally called the police on me. And I've done nothing wrong. And I wasn't in no trouble or nothing. Police, they laughed at it. They said it's frivolous. Frivolous. But look at this guy. Hold on.
Everything gets set up.
So I'm just minding in my car, and I see this guy roll up on me. I'm like, all right, there's trouble. So I'm just start recording.
This is private property. I need you to leave, buddy. When everything gets mobilized, everything gets set up, this is private property.
Who are you?
My name is Skip Butler.
Skip, I'm JLR Investigates. How are you?
Okay.
You're telling me to get off this property?
I'm not doing any interviews. I'm asking you to leave this private property, please.
This morning, United Cajun Navy Nation, we are here at the Shelby Park boat launch in Nashville. And we have our volunteer from South Carolina who just turned around and looked this way. His name's Skip Parker. And it's
now, if you heard that, he tells me, Skip Butler, United Cajun Navy, saying in their own video themselves that he's Skip Parker. Who is this guy? Like, literally, who is this guy? Now, look, I'm going to play the actual full clip.
This is private property. I need you to leave, buddy. When everything gets mobilized, everything gets set up, this is private property.
Who are you?
My name is Skip Butler.
Skip, I'm JLR Investigates. How are you?
Okay.
You're telling me to get off this property?
I'm not doing any interviews. I'm asking you to leave this private property, please. This is private property. I'm asking you to leave.
Is it your property?
I'm asking you to leave. This is private property.
No, I'm not. Call the police. Call the police. Why don't you get off the property? Why don't you get off the property? How are you going to tell another citizen to get off a property? Shame on you.
I'll call you back in
Why are you scamming people? Why are you scamming people? Why are you scamming people?
Why is he scamming people? Who is that guy? I encourage everyone to stay away from them and report them on who they are. They are not doing any searches. They put out these Facebook posts trying to draw people in. It's one of those things like they put these posts and then they say, oh yeah, we're going to do searches. They haven't done no searches, folks. Matter of fact, they put on for days that they were going to go to Rockland, Rockland Recreation Center. Guess what? I called Rockland Recreation Center yesterday and asked them about any searches on that property. They didn't know what I was talking about. They didn't know what I was talking about. I called the management on their phone. If you go to Rockland Recreation Center and look on the sign on the outside, there's a phone number there. You can call management. They knew nothing about dogs, nothing about searches on their property. But they, on their own site, was putting out, oh, we have to navigate through federal lands. You need to come through us. We need to do this properly and professionally. They're not working with law enforcement. Law enforcement is not interested in Rockland Recreation Center. They're not interested. But look at this guy. This is the vice president who went on Nancy Grace yesterday. You know the Nancy Grace. And we got to listen to the Proudfoots. Listen to this.
To Brian Trasher, VP of Cajun Navy, let's clear it up. Isn't it true this is on federal property that had been closed off? It was a hurricane site earlier.
Tornado.
It was also, yes,
Tornado.
thank you. And it was also near railroad tracks, and some homeless people had been living there, and apparently one of them had died, and we believe that is what the dogs were hitting on. Is that correct?
Yeah, all the above is correct, and we did not gain access to the property. It had already been open when we got there. I'm not sure how entry was gained, but yeah, everything above it that you just said was correct.
It's not correct. They didn't find a homeless body on there. That dog didn't hit a homeless body. The coroner no police never came there to retrieve no body. No one reported that. There's no evidence of that. There's nothing. We were out there. They didn't find anything at that site. He lied. The vice president of Cajun Navy lied to Nancy Grace to her face. They didn't find a homeless person there at all. They didn't find a homeless person there. Who is this guy? So he identifies as himself as Skip Butler, he tells me. And there's some articles out there with the riot. He just came out of nowhere. Because if you Google him, connected with Cajun Navy, he only pops up suddenly from here, Nashville on Riley, right? He only pops up on, dude, these people are gypsies. And I'm saying it, and they can come at me for defamation, whatever. We're telling the truth. We'll go discovery. I got the receipts. But what's even crazy is this guy, Todd Terrell, who's down in Louisiana, is putting out as if, oh, they're the Cajun Navy's here in full force. No, they're not. They sent this guy up named Skip Butler. He might even be Skip Parker because the Cajun Navy identified him in another clip as Skip Parker. So who is he? From South Carolina with an airboat. What the hell are you going to do in an airboat here? So he goes in the back of a bowling alley and parks his vehicle with a big giant airboat. As if they're about to do some sort of water searches and stuff like, no, they're not. And if they do anything, it's all for show. So I know some people might say, oh yeah, they are out there, whatever. It's all for show. You know what? They put a post last night. I'm going to show you this. This is ridiculous too. This is crazy. They put a post last night where they talked to Burton Skaggs. Burton Skaggs, one of a local reporter. I like his stuff. And he tweeted out, he said, I've been in contact with the United Cajun Navy. Now, stress and point, we're talking about United Cajun Navy. There's multiple Cajun Navies. There's actually some good Cajun Navies out there. Cajun Navy 216, they called out the United Cajun Navy. But he said, I've been in contact with the United Cajun Navy. They will be updating after searches are complete as to not attract crowds, which might overstimulate their canines. That's crazy, folks. So basically what they're saying is they're going to have secret searches, but they don't want anyone to know their searches because they don't want to disrupt their canines. And then afterward, they'll tell you about the searches. Oh, we searched here, but we can't tell you where the searches are. You can't live stream the searches. These are all on federal land all over the place, right? Well, yeah, Rockland Recreation Center is federal land. It is federal land. But guess what? There's not much land and there's nothing there. Authorities don't want anything there. So where else are you going to search? Where else is the Cajun Navy really going to search? Where are they going to search? But anyway, this Todd Terrell guy, Christopher Todd Terrell, his real name, the dude has warrants out for him for delinquent on child support. $12,423.80 delinquent in Baton Rouge, a parish. I'm going to get this guy's mugshot. Cajun Navy 216. It's hard to see with the glare. Here, hold on. Let me show you. They pretty much said, this is Cajun Navy 216. You always have got the ones that are out in it for the right reasons, and then unfortunately you have the other ones. We will never unite with wolves impersonating as sheep. Good will always prevail. And someone responded, are you referring to the United Cajun Navy Army? Are they not legit? It was great they found that missing boy in Nashville, right? They laughed. Haha. They didn't find him. Workers moved barges at a dock did. Watch the police press conference is posted on their page. They're calling out the United Cajun Navy, folks. They're calling out the United Cajun Navy. Do not assist them. I'm telling my platforms, you are being scammed. If you go out there with them, you're being bamboozled. You're being used for their own donations. They are using Seth Rogers. And then there's conflicting things now, according to Nancy Grace. Who are they there for? Are they there for really the Proudfoots? Because of the way I heard it on Nancy Grace yesterday is as if the Proudfoots contacted them. Is this all a distraction with them? Is it? It's shameful. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm seeing a scam before my eyes. I'm trying to raise the red flags. If you're there, pull out your camera and ask them for their credentials. Ask them who they are. Ask the organizer. If you decide to go and you want to go and you want to make a difference on finding Sebastian, go up to whoever's running this operation with your camera and ask them who they are. Ask them to provide you identification. Ask them to provide you credentials on who they are. They remind me of those people when hurricanes hit and disasters hit, and they come in there and they try to say, donate money up front and we'll fix your roof and we'll do this, that. That's who they remind me of, these gypsies that, fake the work. It's a fake. It's a facade, folks. And it's my duty to tell you people this. Now, you can believe me. You could choose to believe me. You could choose not to. You could say, oh, I'm just butthurt or whatever because I can't live stream. No, I'm out here trying to find a kid. I'm out here trying to make a difference. I'm out here using my platform to bring awareness to this kid that's out there missing. And trust me, we don't need to live stream. That's not it. We were just doing that to bring awareness. But Cajun Navy doesn't want it. Nancy Grace actually told them on their podcast today, the live streaming's great. So they were kind of backpedaling a little bit. They were kind of, oh, yeah, well, maybe just make videos and edit them, we just don't want, no. And Nancy's like, no, we want to see it all in real time. In real time. So call them out. Call the United Cajun Navy out. Ask them for the credentials, who they are, how many people are their force, what exactly they're doing. Ask them specifics on what they're doing. Now, I don't want to sit around and just lurk and try to expose them or, I said what I had to say. I'm out here at a different location with other groups of people trying to find this young man. We have other leads. We're actually trying to actually find him, not be a facade inside a fake thing. Now, I do generally believe that the searches over the weekend were genuine. It was a genuine heart. People are looking. But I'm telling you, I communicated a little bit with the sheriff's office there. They've responded. They've responded to some tips that we got our way that we've related back. They acknowledged it and passed it forward. They are aware of this group. Maybe they'll come out and speak and say, hey, stop with the BS. Maybe they support him. I don't know. Maybe I'm 100% wrong with whatever I'm saying. Maybe I'm 100% wrong. I'm telling you, the United Cajun Navy is a scam. They're scams. They're opportunists. They're in for themselves. They want you to sign up. They want you to sign up. You know why? They want you to sign up so you get on their email list. So then they can try to solicit funds from you. Oh, yeah. Help us. Donate. Be part of our team. It's not organized. And you don't need an organized search for that. They're not the professionals. They were trying to say on their site, we need it organized so we don't contaminate evidence or something. They're not law enforcement. Law enforcement didn't co-sign it. People are just out there trying to find on their own initiative this young man that's missing. I see how you guys get it. So I'm just saying, and I think some people, we've been in the chat, I've been raising the red flags. Who calls the police on someone that's out there trying to find? Everyone knows on this channel, we've been doing the right thing for the last week. We've been doing the right thing. Yo, I said on my live streams, I fall back. If they find something, I specifically say, we're going to fall back. We will not, if anything is found that's crazy, we're not going to show it. I don't put cameras up in people's faces. I just tag along and share what's going on. They don't want that because they don't want it. They don't want the public to know how they operate and who they are in person. Online, yeah, it sounds good. United Cajun Navy's there helping. Da, da, da. They're not the. There's many offshoots of the United Cajun Navy, or many offshoots of Cajun Navy. This group here are no good. They're no good people. They're no good people. Do your due diligence. Do your own research. Prove me wrong. Change my mind. But that's what's going on. I don't understand how they call it a frivolous complaint. They said, oh, it's trespassing and causing a disturb. I'm sitting in my car. Literally, a guy comes up to me and tells me to leave. I come out and call him a scammer. And then I leave. And then I get surrounded by 6 cops. And then they were all like at ease immediately. You know what I mean? And we're just chilling. You know, they run my name, whatever like that. And they're like, oh, you're good. And the sergeant came over and said, oh, watch your channel, dude. You're good. Just chill from it, you know? Thank you. And I went and shook all their hands. Have a great day. I said, I'm not going near them. I'm not going back there. I don't even want to be a part of that. Because listen. And some people might say, oh, JLR, you're a hypocrite because you're a scammer or whatever. I made my mistakes. I own up and do it. My heart's in the right place. I'm trying to do what's right. I'm trying to do good. And I'll call it out if I see it. I'll call it out if I see it. Now, they have every opportunity. Maybe they'll come up and refute what I say or back it up or share their credentials and share who they are and share what they're really doing. Instead of all this mixed signals and mixed stuff on their line, they're manipulated. They play word salad. They play word salad with their statements on what they're doing. They're not doing anything. What are they going to do? Remains to be seen. But we do have eyes on them. If I'm not there, we have eyes on them. We have eyes. We know the tricks. We know what's going on. I pray for Seth Rogers, man. That dude, you know, you're gonna and here's what's happening too. You're gonna get these people that are gonna come and leech. They're gonna come and leech. Bad actors for their own agenda are gonna come and try to leech around him. I don't want to see that, man. Not when someone's on their most vulnerable state, whatever. Like, I got a soft spot for this guy. Because I got to know him as a person out in the park. He told me a lot of details I will never share. Just got to know him as a person, man. Him and some of the volunteers, people around him that are really like protecting him. But I warned them. I told them. They hear me. They know. They hear me. They understand. So we're going to still look for Sebastian. We still have a lot of things that we're looking into. The Proudfoots, as some of you might or might not know, the Proudfoots are on their way. They're actually in Mississippi right now at a campground just south of Memphis. You know, and it's interesting because, Christopher was working in Memphis, St. Jude's Hospital. He acknowledged that. He said it out of his own mouth. The campsite is just south in Mississippi, right across the border. I'm not going to say the location. Have posted pictures online about, what it is. Now, is he just going to go back to work there? The question is, why is Katie out there with him? She's expressed that she doesn't like the online stuff, what people are saying. She'll be there alone. But it's interesting because, at the very beginning, wasn't it that they were staying home waiting for if Sebastian comes home? Well, why did they both leave the home and travel 3.5 hours away? Why are they 3.5 hours away where they are? Is she going to go back? What's happening? In the meantime, the parents of Christopher Proudfoot has been going back to that house, checking on that house. And, you know, we actually reported it to the TBI. We were out there, and the parents are out there taking pictures of everybody, whatever, like that, suspiciously, and or maybe they're just they want to know who's around their house. But we have examples of people that have come forward to us and say that they've been around the neighborhood looking for Sebastian, and the Proudfoot's parents have been following him around. Maybe they're spying on behalf of Christopher. Maybe they're just nosy. Maybe they just want to, know who's who. I don't know what they're doing. I tried to ask them what's up. They jumped in their car. They left after they were chasing me. It was pretty wild stuff, But I'm not, definitely don't want to try to bait myself into some drama. And again, this is not about me. All I'm saying is, as boots on the ground, I feel like the audience has to, hear my version, hear what I have to say. And, you can choose to believe me or you choose not to. I'm just putting out the warning signs. Hopefully other people get it. There is people that do get it. But we're gonna continue to search, bring awareness, and do what we can on JLR Investigates. Good morning, everyone. Late night. It's been pouring down rain in this area for the last since last night. It's still kind of like damp out. I'm in the Jackson area. This is a halfway point between Nashville and Memphis. There's a lot of chatter around there about possible places where if Sebastian was put in a truck or taken somewhere, the driving route from Memphis to Nashville, there's lots of woods in between. Highway 412 goes parallel a little bit to Interstate 40, a lot of woods, a lot of off trails or something. Sebastian's out there, folks. Sebastian's out there. Another thing I just want to say that I don't know if I repeated this before, but I was always dumbfounded and wondering about the landfill search, right? Remember, they went to a landfill and searched it with a warrant. Well, I was always wondering, why is trash from Tennessee going up to Kentucky? Well, I found some new information out that Proudfoots have their neighborhood, right? They have their neighborhood. And then right next to their neighborhood is another neighborhood that is going under construction, but it's a separate neighborhood, separate road to go in. I guess at the top you can maybe connect through eventually, but as of now, it's like two different developments, right? The trash in the actual Proudfoot's neighborhood actually does not go to Kentucky. It goes to Gallatin, or to a transfer site in Gallatin and Nashville. They said two places it goes in their neighborhood. But the next construction site neighborhood, it actually goes to Kentucky, because you're dealing with bigger dumpsters, not just, just trash of people in the trash cans out in the street and things. Over in the construction, there's these giant 30, 40 ton, those big giant things. So I think all the trash there goes to Kentucky. It's interesting that, as we know now, that the authorities chose to do a warrant in the one in Kentucky that took you to the construction site, and not the warrants for the landfills in Tennessee, where the neighborhood trash is. So do they have something? Is it synonymous or connected anyway to those lights? One thing interesting to me is, going in back of the Proudfoot's house, go over the next yard, boom, you're in this development. There's some cul-de-sacs there. I saw a barn there at the end of a cul-de-sac. I seen the dumpsters. I'm just wondering, was Sebastian lured or carried out there to that next development in one of those cul-de-sacs, and either something maybe in the dumpster, some stuff maybe in the dumpster, or put in a vehicle and taken to another. That's the only thing that that's the situation, a scenario that we're running with right now. Those type of possibilities there. The scenarios, it's like process of elimination, but it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder, right? But I think we talked enough this morning. I don't want to waste you guys' time. Share this message out, and sub to the channel, hit the notification button. Still in the area and still be paying. And if anything breaks, like if somebody gets their house warranted, or if someone, gets put in cuffs or something, I'm pretty much in an area where I can get there pretty quickly. We run to the scene real quickly and pop out the live streaming. And believe it or not, I think Cajun Navy should be put in cuffs, actually. Honestly, they should be able to open their books and how they're getting their funding and who's paying them and whatnot. You got a guy out there soliciting donations with a giant airboat. Oh, is he going to put that airboat in the water? Where are you going to put it in? You gonna do a water search? I mean, do you think a water search would be good for this case? I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, we'll talk soon. Share the message. JLR Investigates. Everyone have a great day. Maybe today, hopefully we get some answers today. We'll talk soon. Have a good day, everyone.